You know, everybody wants to be a boss. But for real, folks don't even know the rules to being the boss. Well, here on Boss's Talk, we gonna put you on game. Let's go, 9.
I go to work when I want. I come in late when I want. They show me love cause I keep it 100, so go ahead and hate if you want. I'm putting on for the tribe. We taking back what we own. First we was renting to buy. We got the bed and we own. Bossing up, bossing up, bossing up. Bossing up, bossing up, bossing up. Bossing up, bossing up, bossing up. Bossing up.
What's going on, everybody? It's BF Nkrumah, the positive OG, and this is Boss's Talk, where we give the game and the rules to being the boss. Right now, today, we have, oh man,
the queen.
The queen, definitely. One of the co-founders of Credit Medics,
yes.
Real Estate Guru, motivation on Instagram, you know, and most importantly, as I'm always saying about my friends, and my friend Maserati.
Yo, y'all Maserati introductions be so dope.
Maserati niche. What's going on, queen?
What's going on?
You know, first thing I want to say, yo, I love your energy, yo. Every time I talk to you, every time I in person or on the phone or text message, you always like, even when I read the text message, just like, what's up, King? Peace, King. Like, and I just love the energy that you bring forth. I think that's so powerful, and why you know you're so motivational on the gram. Why don't you go ahead? I know I gave a little slight introduction. Why don't you give the people a little bit about yourself?
So my real name is Roniesha. I'm Roniesha Howerton. Everybody calls me Maserati Niche because that's my Instagram name. And I am a mother first and foremost, which is very challenging at times, but at the same time, very rewarding. I am the owner of Credit Medics, which is a credit repair company and also a finance firm. So we also assist small business owners with funding, also with getting them capital to expand their business or to either invest in other business ventures. We help the consumers with their credit. We help our clients with the home buying process if they want to become a first-time home buyer. We help our clients with budgeting, money management, saving, anything that has to basically do with finances. That's us.
All right. So before I get into the regular questions, well, not regular questions, but the questions that I ask everybody, I want to ask you about your name. Why Maserati?
So you want to hear something funny? I would say, all right, so I used to sing, right? And when I used to sing, I used to go to Baltimore to record on the weekends, right? So I'll never forget the story. I was in the Rite Aid parking lot, and me and one of my writing partners, we took a break from the studio session. We ran to Walmart, got some snacks and stuff, right? So as we're coming out and we're getting into his car, because he actually lives in Baltimore, it was this car in the parking lot. And me, I'm a hood girl. I never really saw a Maserati. I didn't know what it was, right? So I'm like, oh my God, that Buick is hot. Because you remember the Buicks had like the circles.
Called the Maserati a Buick. Oh
like,
man.
Dang, that's the new joint. Like I was like, that joint crazy.
Buick got to pay you for this.
Listen,
right
I actually told him to ride closer to it so I could see it. And when I got close to it, I was like, Maserati. I was like, what is that? And then I started researching like what this car was. And it was a foreign car. And I was like, yo, I'm getting one of them Jones. Yo, one day I'm going to get one. So when I was able to afford it and my credit was A1 top notch and it all made sense, I went and got my Maserati. And then I was hesitant about posting it, right? Because everybody's like, you shouldn't post it or you shouldn't let everybody know. They hungry out here. They gonna do this to you. Woo, 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 woo. So for a long time, I never posted my car. Then one day I was like, I work hard. I should feel comfortable and be proud of my accomplishments. You know what I'm saying? I was like, man, Maserati Niche is my name. And I changed it to Maserati Niche.
And you know what's crazy, man? Because people, you know, that don't have aspirations can look at that and think it's kind of vain,
right?
You know, but when I think about Maserati Niche, I think about Deion Sanders' Hall of Fame speech. Now he was talking about how, you know, he came from nothing, didn't have anything, and in order for him to be great, he said, I had to create a persona. which is where primetime Dion came from. You know, I had to create an image of myself that I wanted to be so I could live up to that. So when I think about Maserati niche, I don't look at it as vain, you know, as some folks might. I just look at it as, all right, this is something that I wanted, and I worked hard to get it, because we all got to have some kind of inspiration.
We do.
Something has to drive us. Now, it don't always have to be a car or money or a house, you know, but something needs to drive. Whatever drives you, as long as you're doing it the right way and you ain't harming nobody, but whatever it is that drives you, you need something. So, first question that I ask everybody is, what does it mean to be a boss to you? You define being a boss.
Freedom.
Okay.
Woo! Freedom. To be able to come and go as I please, to be able to move the way I want to move, that is no greater feeling than that. Because the freedom allows me to be able to do other things, to create other streamlines of income, to invest in other business ventures. But you have to have a solid team. A lot of the complaints that I hear of business owners is their staff. I was blessed to have a wonderful staff, and I'm not saying that because they're right there. I really was blessed to have a solid staff, which gives me the opportunity to be free. Because sometimes, as a business owner, a lot of people are confined to their business on a daily basis. So they don't get to go out. They have to be so hands-on because they don't have a strong staff or, you know, a team. So being a boss, having that freedom. Also being mindful that, and I hate the word boss, they'll tell you that. I don't like that. That reminds me of like a slave master or some shit. Like, don't call me a boss. But also, it's a lot of pressure that comes with that, because you are responsible for a lot of people and then their families too. So it's a lot of pressure with being a boss, but it's rewarding to be able to help others. It's also rewarding to be able to have, majority of my staff is younger than me. So to be able to be an example and to be impactful in their lives in a good way, that's rewarding too. Now,
you said you don't like being called the boss, and one of the things I feel you, but one of the things
like NASA or something. I don't want to be no damn.
One of the things that we're trying to get across, as you know, I'm releasing my new book and this whole movement right now, is being a boss is a mindset. It's not about a position, and a lot of folks don't feel like they can feel like a boss unless somebody is under them. So in one of the chapters, we deal with bosses surrounding themselves with bosses.
Yes.
And in another book I wrote, 6 Days of Manhood, I talk about, you know, me, all the stuff that I do with men. I don't want followers. I don't care about no followers. I hate calling people followers. I don't like it. I call friends or family. I don't like that, because if you are following me, that means I always got to be leading. I always have to be doing something. I always have to initiate it. So I want leaders around me. So when I hear you saying that as a boss, you got to have a good team, that's what I think of. A boss is somebody who makes sure they're surrounded by the right people. So now when you're surrounding yourself with the right people, like, what's the criteria that you use to bring people around you?
My evaluation process.
Can we get a little bit of it? I know that might be $1 million worth of game.
My evaluation process basically consists of, first of all, a spiritual thing, right? I gotta feel the energy, like what the energy is like. My spirit gonna tell me if you right or wrong. And sometimes a few people pulled a fast one on me. They got past the test initially, but energy first. And then you have to be goal oriented. Like you said, first of all, I don't want to be the smartest person in the room. I don't. I need to be continuously fed as I am feeding others too. I need to be built up sometimes. I need to be inspired. But I also have people in my life that feed me in different areas of my life too. So I have my business friends that feed me in that area. They keep me inspired. They keep me leveling up. You know, every time I have a conversation with them, I'm like, dang, I ain't doing enough. Let me figure something out. Or they'll say, hey, maybe you should do this. This is another way you can generate money. Da, da, da. And when I get off the phone with them, I'm ready to take off and expand or do something different. Then I have friends that pour into me spiritually. You know what I'm saying? They call me, I'm just checking on you. I don't want nothing. How's everything going? What da, 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 da. Do you need my help? You need my assistance with anything? Or just to uplift me. So I have friends in every area of my life that pour into me. But one thing I've been working on, I don't want people that continuously pull on me and stretch me, but are not pouring back into me. in some kind of way. And all of my friends don't have to be on quote unquote my level in terms of material things and success, but you have to be bringing something.
Definitely. And
no dead weight. Yeah, I ain't having it.
And you said something good. You said that the people around you have to have some kind of goals. And that's something that, as I've grown and matured, not to knock any of my friends, I hope none of them see this and feel some kind of way, you know, but I had to get away from people who, like you're saying, aren't feeding me, but not necessarily that, you know, you have to be pouring into me or anything of that nature, but you need to be doing something that's at least parallel to what I'm doing. That way, when we're together, our conversations are right. Like you said, the energy got to be right. I can't be on the path to doing everything that I'm doing, because I'm working on a whole lot of stuff, and then you want to gossip.
Yeah,
like I can't.
But I'll get bored with that, and I'll outgrow that so quick. Like I'll get so bored. Like, what we not? This what we talking about? Like, I ain't here for it.
Like if that's what you want, go ahead, jump in the shade room comments, argue and talk there. Get you know what I'm saying? Go on Baller Alert, argue in their comments or something.
Said the other day, actually, it was my best friend. She posts something, and she said Instagram is energy too.
Yes.
And I never looked at it like that. She's like, y'all wonder why some of y'all be like, I'm over this. This is so draining. It's depressing or this and that. She said, Instagram is energy too.
Yeah, you see it. Look at everybody who are, you know, men that are killing themselves and other people to have a certain image. Women dying, going to Mexico, getting butt injections and all of that. All because of what they see on Instagram. It's a very sad thing. But I think, you know, we can control the energy that we put out and that other people receive from us. So even though social media can be a negative, we can use it in a positive way, which I know you do, and I do myself. You know, every time you put up your videos and all of your inspiration, that's bringing a positive energy to it to at least combat some of the things that other people are seeing. That's one of my goals. Is to
you get a lot of DMs?
Not really.
I get a lot of DMs
Not
from
really.
women. Men too, the brothers too. Like, sis, keep doing what you're doing. I need it. The day you did this and that. I get a lot.
I get a few, but I don't know what I would qualify as a lot. That's what it is. I mean,
that's because you always setting them straight. You give them facts and you're setting straight. You do it.
Oh man, and they come
and
for
me. And
me.
you're for the records.
They come for me, but I don't care, man. You know, I've been on World Star and everything. They be coming at me all crazy, man. It's funny. I was on my brothers, Chad and Matt podcast, the realest podcast ever. Okay. And Matt was like, "Yo, man, how do you deal with the way these people are attacking you?" I'm like, "Man, I've been shot multiple times."
Have you?
Yeah, I'm like,
so you like that?
A comment don't mean nothing to me. I
was about to say 5 shots couldn't stop. I took it a smile.
I don't woke up in ICU half dead. You think I care about a comment? You know what I mean? So another question that we ask everybody is, what are 3 things or 3 character traits that shows that somebody is a boss? And again, what boss is not, it's that mindset. It's not about being over people, but the mindset that you have to have or behaviors that you have to display that proves that you are a boss.
One of the things is your leadership. It has to be a balance. It can't be too aggressive and it can't be too passive. It has to be a what's the word I'm looking for? It has to be boundaries set in place and respect amongst the people. If you are the quote unquote boss, which I hate, then you are the leader in that environment. But you can't be so nice that people take advantage of you, and you can't be an a-hole either, where people don't want to bang with you like that. So it has to be a balance. There has to be boundaries. So your leadership, you also have to be conscious of what you're doing, because you're always being watched. And there's a certain expectation that comes with that.
Definitely.
And you have to be accountable for that leadership position. So although I might want to act a fool, sometimes I can't. No, seriously, really.
I know.
There is like a Roniesha that will respond to things this way, and then there's Roniesha who has to be professional and has to be a leader and has to deal with clients, whether they're happy or if some that are not happy or dissatisfied and all that. And so I have to, I have to tend to those kind of things. So there has to be a balance. I think that you should make sure that a good leader treats their people around them well. That says a lot about a person.
That was Chad. That was Chad's number one thing.
Yeah.
Respect everybody.
Yeah. That says a lot about you. And I don't care what you say about me in front of my face. I want to be the fly on the wall when I'm not in the room to see how you really feel about me. So in this environment, in this space, in this energy here, I respect them just as much as they respect me. I'm not better, but I do have a position in here, and I want to be respected in that position, and I want to respect you in yours.
So let's deal with this from another paradigm again, because we just dealing with mindset here. Let's go back to the first one. So the leadership qualities. How does that translate outside of business? Because everybody's not going to be a boss per se in a business organization, but I feel like everybody, because a boss just means somebody who is in control of a situation. So we all got to be the boss of everything that goes on in our life. For instance, I'm the boss of the energy that's around me.
Okay.
I'm from 17th and Ann, and I still hang out there.
Okay.
Nothing's going on Ann Street. Ain't no drugs getting sold or nothing. The block is cool. I still hang on the corner. That's what I always did. It's just a habit. Okay. About a block away, it's drug corner. Everybody's down there ripping and running. No dang snitching. Is that snitch? I might gotta take that out. But the young boys, they know me, know who I was, respect who I am. They'll be down there doing their thing, and then one by one they'll come down and come talk to me. But the moment they come down and talk to me, since I control my energy, they always talk to me about something positive. They talk to me about things that they might want to do or ideas they have, because I'm the boss in that situation. Not that I'm over nobody, but I'm controlling the situation. I control this energy. So when you come down here, you got to meet me and meet the energy that I have. You can't bring that negative stuff down here, because they know they can't come down there and talk to me about hustling. They can't talk to me about guns. They can't talk to me about sleeping around with women, because these aren't things that I condone. I'm not going to celebrate you doing it, so they know they can't come to me talking about those. So
when they come with you, they speak in your language.
They have to,
right?
They have to,
and they already know that by your character,
for sure. So with the leadership and the quality that you're talking about, how does that translate to Roniesha outside of Credit Medics and all of the businesses that you have?
So basically you're saying how my leadership is outside of this. Yeah.
Like, what does that character transcend just business?
Just business?
Yeah.
Just business. What does that character transcend? At this point in strong. Very strong. Okay. Very strong. Self-sufficient. This is you're basically asking me, how does it look? To others. I just want to understand the question.
To others, or just you as a leader, right? So you're a leader here at the job, but also it's like you don't just take that hat off when you leave here, do you? Or are you still that same person? Like, what does that look like?
I'm a leader all the time.
Okay.
And one of the reasons that I'm a leader, I think, as being a leader, it goes back to accountability. There are a lot of people watching me, right? So I have a certain accountability. I'm conscious, one. So I know the impact that I have on other people, right? Consciously and unconsciously, because they are watching. One of the reasons that a lot of people watch is the material stuff, right? Because that's what gets our people. Oh, she got Maserati. But that's what gets them to me. Once I start talking and they see, wow, this is a powerful woman. Wow, she's very smart. Wow, she's for her people. Wow, and she's successful. And she ain't no that. And she can speak. Like, no, seriously. So now, the same thing that they do with you when you come around, there is a certain view or image that they have of me. So I have to fulfill that and stay true to that. But staying true to that is staying true to who I am, because that's who I am.
Exactly.
That's who I am. So I'm not stepping outside of who I am. That's who I am. I'm not going to be walking around here talking crazy, acting crazy, looking crazy. I value myself. I value my body. I'm smart. I want to exercise that. You know what I'm saying? I want to have intellectual conversations with people. I don't want, in business as a woman too, it's very hard when you're dealing with men, especially alphas. Serious, some serious stuff. I had a few valuable lessons last year on how to deal with alpha males. And there are some, I'm not gonna say their names, but there are some brothers that were very challenging. And I learned some valuable lessons. One of them is I'm just as valuable as you are. Right? You need me and I need you. Don't make me feel like I'm less of a value than what you are, and you try to Jew me down. Can I say that?
Yeah, you can.
You try to Jew me down.
You good.
You try to Jew me down because you want to benefit from it. But you want to make me feel like I need you because you have more followers or you have more like crazy stuff. Or then there's the other thing. They'll try to make you feel like you need them. Like you need them, but really you need me too. We need each other. So don't try to take so much away from me for your benefit. You're going to give me the little crumbs, but you want to have the bag. But you don't give me the crumbs, but you have the bag. But I'm just as valuable as you are and what you're trying to create. And the other thing is them wanting to
I know where you're going.
either date you, or there's one guy, I can't say the name, it was like powerful in politics, right? And one day I was on the radio and I was telling this story and everybody knew who I was talking about.
Oh man.
And I got a phone call from him. Oh yeah, that's you. It's true. It's you. Never said your name. Guilt will make you tilt, won't it? And he was trying to do all this stuff for me with credit. Oh yeah, I'm going to introduce it, and it's going to be a monthly subscription, and da 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 da. And then after that, he says, "Okay, now that was business personal." I said, "Joker, you got me. I'm not that. I'm powerful. Listen, brother, I'm going to make it happen regardless if you're going to help me or not. I don't need you. Let's be clear. I can make it happen for myself. I'm that confident. Like, I believe in me." And that was it. So you have to deal with that. Being women, you have to deal with that. You have to work extra hard. Even though you will be as equally talented and you will have as much to bring to the table as they have, you still have to work hard in order to be respected.
I'm so glad you went, into that, because there is a different dynamic between men and women. We both have a set of privileges and a set of disadvantages that we sometimes don't talk about. Mm-hmm. And it's sad. It's sad that women have to work twice as hard, or black people have to work twice as hard. But that tenacity, like you said, your leadership has made you strong in every area. But first, I want to say I appreciate you.
Thank you.
From the bottom of my heart.
From the bottom.
I definitely see your talent. I see your genius.
Thank you.
I see your power, which is why you are the second person that I've interviewed. You're one of the first people that I thought of.
That's so decent. No, it's crazy because I think so much of you. That's another thing. Like when somebody that you think highly of thinks highly of you, it solidifies your greatness.
Definitely.
It's like, I'm really great because I think he's great. And he think I'm great. Oh man, damn, I'm really great. So that just solidified my greatness.
And there's nothing wrong acknowledging your greatness, because I don't give into the idea of humble where you have to downplay yourself.
You know that was a discussion I had today?
Yeah.
One of my friends called me. She is a singer and a songwriter. And she called me. She left a message on my cell phone. And she said, hey, one of the voice messages, text messages. She said, hey, listen, watch this video when you get a chance, because I saw it and I thought of you. And she said, I know I should be more conscious of me pouring into you because I always think you got it together. So from now on, I'm going to send you more stuff. So I didn't even watch the video. I called her back and I said, I love you so much. Thank you for always really genuinely caring about me and all of that stuff. And then she was like, the video you got to watch, because the video is talking about actors, right? All the actors that have made it big, they always want permission for their accomplishments.
Yeah.
So they'll say,
I hate that.
wait, look though. They'll say, yeah, because I slept in cars, I had to eat out of trash cans, and I waited tables, and I did all of this stuff. She said, Roniesha, I want you to stop feeling like you need permission to be great. Or you need permission, like you need acceptance, like you got to come all the way down in order for people to say, okay, it's okay for her to drive a nice car because she once lived in the hood. Or it's okay, like I'm asking for permission for them to allow me to say that I have things, or, oh yeah, I got this and it feels good. It's great to live in a nice house after living in the hood all my life. Like, it's great to not have no goddamn roaches or mice. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, but I got to say all that in order to get permission to be able to say that I have nice things, to be able to say that I'm great, I'm amazing, I love myself, I deserve this shit. Like, I got to get permission. So she was saying that you don't have to get permission. Just walk in your greatness. It's not ego. Like, I know who you are. People know who you are. People, you're real people. It's okay to congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back, to say, I've done a good job. I came a long way. You're beautiful. You're this, you're that. You're a winner. Do that. And don't look for people to validate.
Because for sure, you know, I'm going to say it.
I know you would, first of all, you would say anything.
I say what's on my heart. But, you know, as a speaker who, you know, travels the country speaking and watching other, I'm one of the best speakers in the world.
Right.
And I will say that openly.
I know that. That's right.
It's dope and it's weird when I talk to other speakers and they say, like, I like to say it. It's like other people like other people to say it.
But I think
I like to say I don't like other people to say it though.
Like, I could take you saying you great because I feel that you're great. But somebody who don't feel like they're great,
that's the problem.
Might say, this dude tripping, he in his ego. Whoa,
a lot of times,
he's this and that.
People would talk about somebody like, oh, that person is cocky, this and that. Right. And I'd be like, I never got that feeling from them. But then I realized I just don't have a problem with people feeling great about themselves.
For people making themselves big.
But yeah, I don't have an issue with it. Like, one time somebody told me I love myself too much. I said, no, you must don't love yourself enough.
You don't love yourself.
How can I love me too much? You don't love
yourself enough.
Yeah, how can I love me too much?
Me being big, my bigness. Look, me being big should not make you feel insecure. You already are insecure.
On your own. They ain't got nothing to do with me. If I wasn't here, you would feel some kind of way about yourself. You still would. But back to you feeling like, or were, you know, feeling like you had to hide it or feeling like you needed that validation. Do you think that may have come from, you know, being a woman trying to rise up in the ranks, whereas there's always been a concept of an alpha male? Really, an alpha female is something that we really just start hearing, you know, not too long ago. So the concept of the man being strong, being powerful, being outspoken has always been accepted. And do you feel like as a woman you felt like you needed that validation because that wasn't something that was socially normal? No,
not in that way. Not in that way. I didn't feel like that. I feel like me being an alpha male, I don't even like to say alpha because I'm still a woman. I'm still soft.
What's an alpha female?
I'm an alpha male. I'm sorry. I'm still an alpha female. I'm still a woman. I'm still soft. I'm mushy. I get emotional at times. Shit makes me cry. Like,
me too.
I need a man. I have a man. Like, I need his presence. I desire it. I'm just strong. And I was taught to think that way. My dad raised me. So I was taught to think and figure things out for myself. I feel like that's one of my greatest gifts. The fact that I will figure my own way out of anything. If I'm down and out, I'm going to figure it out. How I'm going to get up out of here. I'm not going to stay here forever. If I lose everything, I'm going to sit still and say, how am I going to figure this out? How am I going to get everything back? So I can do that. So it has nothing to do with that. Definitely.
All right, so now we really going to need some motivation for some people out here, in particular some women. So I want to just talk about that being strong and you figuring a way out no matter what the circumstance was. So we talked, and your son's father was incarcerated. You know, you often talk on social media about how it's affecting your son and how he wants his dad home. But in the midst of that, you know, losing that presence. In fact, just recently I had a conversation with my mom, my siblings and I, and she was talking about, you know, my father was murdered when I was 10. And, you know, you growing up, like, you don't really think about your parent. You know, like, I know all the pain that I went through as a child, but I don't really think about my mom or how old she was. And she was like,
yeah, you know, that's true.
Yeah, she was like,
because you're busy being a kid.
Yeah, like, you young, and she's so much older than you that you're not thinking, you know, that she's young. And mom was like, you know, I was 32 when that happened. And I was 32 when your father was murdered, and he was the breadwinner. I was home with the kids with 3 children.
So she had to figure it out.
And she had to figure it out. And I never thought about, like, I'm 37 now. So she was younger than me having to deal with that. So thinking about what you're going through or have went through, but still been able to sit down and figure it out. Can you talk about that experience, like what it was like to lose him and then sit down and say, you know, Anish, this hurts. You know, Anish, your son is hurting, but you got to put some glue on everything that's broken and just push through.
You got to keep going. If I stop or if I fail or if I fall apart, then that means that my son is going to fail, and I'm not going to allow that to happen. Like, that's my number one priority, is to make sure that he grows up to be a king, to make sure he grows up with confidence and love. And right now I'm really mad at his dad because lately I've been feeling like I got a call from the teacher the other day, and Tori is like, he has my energy, but I feel like I'm giving him 100%, but it's still not enough because he's still missing 100%. So I gotta go into overdrive to fill that void, and that's a lot on me. So not only am I trying to be 100% his mom, but I'm trying to fill that void, and plus I still gotta tend to all this stuff. So it is a lot of work. But one thing I cannot do is quit on him. I cannot. My dad raised me. He was a single father, and me and my brother, and he didn't quit on us. Even if he had to work 3 jobs, he didn't quit on us. So quitting is not an option for me. I have to keep going. Even when my mom died, the worst experience in my whole entire life. I'm talking about emotionally distraught. I'm talking about darkness that you have never imagined unless you experience that. Even that, it was like, what you gonna do? You still gotta live. You alive. So you gonna walk around dead and you alive? Like, you have to keep going. You have to figure it out. And that's what I always do. I figures my shit out.
That's gonna be a nice clip right there.
I figure it out.
I got so caught up in that. I done lost my next question. I'm just sitting here.
You have to figure it out. I think a lot of people give up too quick. You give up. My best friend always says, if you keep going, eventually you will meet your moment. It's the hard work that you put in and the day that you arrive at your moment when it all makes sense. But if you quit, you will never meet your moment. A lot of people quit before they meet their moment.
I heard a message preached in church years ago called Divine Intersections. And I don't remember the whole message. I remember that title. It's like there's a time and a place where you're going to meet that divine connection.
Yes.
But like you're saying, if you don't keep pushing, you're going to miss it. In the midst of all of this, where do you find your peace? Where do you draw your peace from?
Great question.
In order to have your sanity.
Very great question. So I know the things. I pay attention to my energy. I pay attention to my environments. I pay attention to people now. I used to be the person who just liked to talk and engage, but I pay attention more. I pay attention to how I feel. Like when you leave me, I'm going to feel a certain way. It's either going to make me happier, or I'm going to be sad in a dark place. I'm going to pay attention to that shit, because if I'm sad, I don't want to be around you anymore. You know what I'm saying? Because you're disturbing my peace. I try to eliminate people who are full of drama and that are toxic. If you get rid of them jokers, you're getting rid of 80% of the problem. Right? So getting rid of toxic people who always are drama filled and all that stuff, that's how you protect your peace. Then I love water. I'm a water person. Whether it's the shower, if I'm at the lake, or if I'm at the beach, or if that brings me peace. It allows me to clear my mind. It allows me to meditate, talk to God, and just release everything that I'm going through. So I do that. Reading, praying, all of the things that bring me peace that I am aware of, I tap into that.
So we've defined being a boss. We've talked about your tenacity. We got your 3 character traits that show that you are a boss. Now we need to talk about at least 3 things that shows ain't no boss mindset in you.
Can you ask me the question again?
What are
3 things that will not solidify you as being a boss?
Will show us that you ain't no boss at all.
Okay, emotional intelligence is super duper important. How you respond to things. How you respond to things is super duper important. People who don't have emotional intelligence, they respond to things in a way where they're not thinking clearly. And they'll just respond off of how they're feeling emotionally in that moment. So then after you done cursed out your whole staff, and now they like, oh, we not going to work. If you treat people mean and you curse them out, they're not going to be likely to work for you.
Yeah, or outside of the job, you just acting crazy.
Basically,
nobody want to be around you.
Nobody want to be around you, period. You'll be labeled as an a-hole, right? So you got to have emotional intelligence. You got to know how to respond to things. You got to know when is the correct time to respond to things. Like if you have tension going on between your staff, it's a certain way that you have to handle that. You got to handle that a certain way. Or even if you know one of your staff is doing really well, you're praising your staff. Well, if you're praising one person, you got 4 other people. Like, you see emotional intelligence.
Yeah, you're creating the problem.
There you go. So you have to have emotional intelligence. You have to have receipts. Everybody out here saying, I'm a boss, I'm this, I'm that.
I like that.
And they be all into these
what
egos. You do? Where are the receipts, baby? Show me some things. I want to see some accomplishments. I want to see some plaques. Something. I got to see something.
So we know you're not a boss when all you do is talk about being boss. You ain't showed us. You ain't showed us nothing. Look, we done knocked the camera down. You ain't showed us nothing at all.
All you're doing is saying you're a boss, but you ain't got nothing to back it up. You are not a boss. Definitely. And then I feel like a boss should have their stuff in order. Okay? And when I say in order, I see a lot of bosses and a lot of business owners that don't have their stuff in order. They're doing stuff this way. They don't want to have a paper trail here. This is messy. They ain't got no business license. The LLC ain't structured. They don't have no business credit lines just for emergencies. Their credit is messed up. They're just like everything. There's no structure in the business. If you call and be like, the customer service is horrible. So your staff, you're such a bad example that your staff is following you. So your staff is messy. Your establishment is messy. Nobody wants to support you because it's messy. So you got to have your stuff in order if you're a boss.
It looks real nice in here, like you got things in order.
No, but you really should.
And that Maserati is a receipt.
Listen, have you ever gone somewhere, like, for instance, I've seen businesses on Instagram, and I want to patronize them, I'm excited, and I get there, and I be like, this is a mess. Where is the order?
Or it's a business page, but it's private.
Yeah.
Like who you trying to do business with? Just your friends?
Or your family, because you will not survive with just trying to do business with your family and friends. So you have to have things in order. The behind the scenes things. Paperwork. Your business, your documentation and all of this and your credit and all that. Have that stuff in order because it's important.
What's that last thing?
That was 3, wasn't it?
No, that was 2.
Emotional intelligence. You need to have receipts.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
You gotta have your receipts.
I can't count.
You gotta have your receipts. And you gotta have your business intact. Most business owners, or I even see a lot of people motivated to become an entrepreneur. They're excited. They want to do it, right? But a lot of them don't have their business in order.
Alright, so thank you so much for coming out, being part of Boss's Talk, and giving the rules of the game. Before we go, any last thing you want to tell the people? You want to let them know how you can be reached, what are services that you can offer?
Yes, so you can reach me on Instagram at Maserati Niche. That's MaseratiNeesh, or at Credit Medics, and that's CreditMedics. And anything that you need assistance with, from credit repair to building and establishing credit if you've never had credit. If you have a small business and you need business funding, as long as you meet the requirements, I can get you some business funding. I can help you establish business credit and get you some business credit cards. Even if you're going into entrepreneurship and you need assistance with structuring things, your LLC, your EIN, your operating agreement, we can get you straight and do all of those things for you. We also do taxes here too, and bookkeeping, because my partner is a CPA.
All right.
So come see us.
Definitely make sure you check them out. And remember to always check out Boss's Talk, where we give you the rules to the game, the rules to being the boss. Peace.
Peace.